Champions pay-per-view on the 25th of September, with SmackDown going to be crowning their own tag team champions. So I'm looking forward to that. For pretty much you can predict off the disqualification victory, this is setting up for more promising things to happen for the club, and we probably will see that by Clash of Champions when they defend the titles against the club, and was also really hoping that the Dudley Boys would factor into it. Maybe they'll make an appearance at the Clash of Champions pay-per-view, because they're not going to be teaming together anymore for tag team action. That doesn't mean that we have seen the last of the Dudley Boys, so maybe they will have their last hurrah at the Clash of Champions pay-per-view on the 25th by costing the club after beating the hell out of them in Brooklyn, ruining their goodbye celebration and the end of their career, the climax of their career, if you would. Maybe they'll get their vengeance by Clash of Champions. By the way, guys, how do you feel about that Clash of Champions concept? The first time in years since we saw all the numbers of the Clash of Champions by World Championship Wrestling, the WCW pay-per-view being brought back, just as they brought back the Great American Bash in 2004, and they had that for several years. How do you feel about the WCW pay-per-view, the latest WCW pay-per-view to be added to the WWE pay-per-view lineup every year? How do you feel about that? Let me know what your opinion is on that in social media. I hope they really tie in the history of Clash of Champions with the return of this prestigious event, and don't forget about the prestige that goes with this event. And Big E was not the only return that we saw at SummerSlam. In the 6 women's tag team match representing the SmackDown Live women's division, of course, hyping up for the crowning of the inaugural SmackDown Women's Champion, a match that will feature the likes of Naomi, the returning Nikki Bella, Alexa Bliss. So many promising names are going to be involved in the six-pack challenge to crown the inaugural SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Nikki Bella returning for her team. And the SmackDown Live 6-women tag team match, Nikki Bella's team wins one over. Really appreciated the tag team combinations, names like Alexa Bliss and Carmella being highlighted in this match. Naomi was also in there, but Nikki Bella, an impressive return. Was really proud to be talking about this for a written column, writing about it a couple of days ago. Just finished up writing my thoughts on the return of Nikki Bella. I see a very promising future for her. Just as she made history of being the longest reigning Divas champion in history before the championship became the women's title at WrestleMania 32 earlier this year, I see her making that same amount of history, even greater history probably for her ahead by becoming the inaugural SmackDown Live Women's Champion, just as we will see tag team champions crowned by Backlash on the 11th. Really proud of the returns of Big E and Nikki Bella. Very promising futures ahead for both of them. Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton, about 10-15 minutes if we were lucky. Was really hoping that Randy Orton was going to be known as the guy to kill the legend of Brock Lesnar, although you knew in the back of your mind Brock Lesnar had a significant advantage over Randy Orton. He was coming off the victory over Mark Hunt at UFC 200, even though there was a lot of confliction over the victory by Brock Lesnar in the Octagon. Brock Lesnar was coming off a huge pay-per-view victory, so he was not going in off of UFC 200 to lose to Randy Orton in this match. Randy Orton also had a psychological advantage over Brock Lesnar, too much of a psychological advantage from my standpoint, where I choose to look at this match. So pretty much it was a guarantee, and you knew it was a guarantee Lesnar was going to win regardless if he made Randy Orton submit, or he pinned Randy Orton, or he got the victory the way he did by a total knockout after he busted Randy Orton's head open. I think there was something like 10 or 18 stitches required to patch up the wound that Lesnar had given Randy Orton. What a beating Brock Lesnar gave Randy Orton. Randy Orton held his own for a while in the match, hit several RKOs, even an RKO on one of the announcer tables. Lesnar threw Randy Orton through a table, literally threw him through a table, and then Brock Lesnar off the F5, takes the gloves off, and just beats down Randy Orton to a bloody pulp. From where I choose to look at this match, was there really any need of the actions of Brock Lesnar in this match? It really ruined the pay-per-view. I really took away from what this match could have been and the opinions that we could have came away from this match having had. I didn't agree with the conclusion of the match. I thought that Brock Lesnar's actions really allowed Lesnar to cross the line in a way that Lesnar shouldn't have been allowed to cross the line, which leads me to believe that one of two things will happen here because of the chance of Goldberg's name. Either we'll see the return of Goldberg for Lesnar versus Goldberg 2 by WrestleMania 33 sometime in 2017, or we will see Shane McMahon versus Brock Lesnar off the F5 with Shane McMahon. You got to be kidding me. We waited 4 hours to see Shane McMahon be F5 by Brock Lesnar. That was the conclusion of SummerSlam. No Goldberg, no victory by Randy Orton. Brock Lesnar just tacks another victory into the win column for him. You better believe the issues between Shane McMahon and Brock Lesnar are far from over, and you can get that from the promos of Shane McMahon and Randy Orton that we saw on SmackDown. Shane McMahon said you wanted a sound point, you wanted a statement from him, you got it, because the issues apparently now, according to him, between himself and Brock Lesnar are far from over. And if it doesn't happen as early as Backlash, it will happen sometime before Survivor Series, if not at Survivor Series, we'll be looking at Shane McMahon versus Brock Lesnar. And I want to get your guys' opinion on the match between Brock Lesnar and Shane McMahon. Do you think this is a match that, would be probably better done if it happened 10 years ago as opposed to 10 or 15 years way too late? Do you think this is too late for this match to be happening? And do you actually think that Shane McMahon stands a chance in this match? From my estimation, I think he does stand a chance in this match. I'm going to tell you why. Even though Shane McMahon's losses outnumber significantly the amount of times he has won on pay-per-view and big match situations, Shane McMahon has been able to hold his own in big match situations. He did it earlier this year against The Undertaker. He did it against Kane. He's done it against The Big Show. He's done it against Randy Orton in the past. He has seen his fair share of moments on pay-per-view. He's been known for taking these high, significant bumps in the matches. We saw him taking it against The Undertaker, jumping off the Hell in a Cell, taking that incredible leap of faith. But with how he's become known for being a pay-per-view legend for so many years, you can't count Shane McMahon out of this match with Brock Lesnar for 1 minute. So I'm going with probably Shane McMahon in this match. He has a chance. But the obvious prediction to be made, and this is why I'm asking the fans for your opinion on this,